Hello guys, welcome back to Pause and welcome back to Hysteria Valley. This is our sort of realistic theme park build here in Planet Coaster that we've been working on for around about 12 months now. So thank you ever so much to everybody for the patience in getting out some new Planet Coaster content, and there's been a lot of other games on the channel over the last couple of weeks, and yeah, I apologise that there's been no Planet Coaster content really for a couple of weeks. It's just been time. I haven't had any time, and obviously Let's Plays are a lot quicker to get out than Planet Coaster time lapses. So apologies, thank you ever so much for bearing with me, and thank you for the guys who have checked out some of the new stuff. And if you haven't done that already, do check out some of the other games. We've got some a load of simulation stuff going on the channel at the moment, so please do check it out. And if this is the kind of content you like, simulation games, Planet Coaster, theme parks, consider subscribing. And if you do go on to enjoy the video, please give us a like down below, as it really does help us out on the old YouTubes. So what we're doing today, so two things I want to talk about with this park. So first of all, last time we very tediously started a vintage area at the back, just over here. We put in a Dodgems, I put in a shop, and put in a really awful entrance. Now, I'm not very happy with it at all. It was a bit of a rush job, to be honest, and I don't think it really represents what I'm trying to get across with this park. So I'm going to have a think about what I want to do with that area, because I'm not happy with it at the moment. I don't think it fits, so I'm keeping that on a back burner for now, and I'm not entirely sure vintage is the way forward in this park. So what I'm going to do instead, heavily inspired by a theme park in Europe called Toverland. And now I've never been myself, but I've seen quite a lot of footage, and I've actually just been watching a vlog from Theme Park Worldwide, which, if you don't know, it's run by a guy called Sean. He basically goes around the world doing vlogs and footage from theme parks. Now, I've just been watching a video, and that theme park is just oozing magic. And it's sort of up and coming in the world. Like the last couple of years, it's expanded so much. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is the kind of style of that park, the very magical feel, I think would lend itself really nicely to this back area just here. Now, we started putting in all this rock work around the log flume, and I'm thinking this whole sort of water area and sort of the back here could be quite a nice magical fairy tale style area. So I think that's what I'm going to start working on, and I'm going to leave the vintage area for now. Like I said, I'm not happy with it at all. Even just looking at it from here, it just looks naff. So I think we'll work over here, because this kind of theme kind of resonates more with me, and I think I can do it with a bit more justice. The one thing I might do, and I could do with your guys' comments really, is should I take out this flat ride? Again, I don't know if it fits. I mean, it adds a nice sightline to the park, but would it be there? I mean, it's quite overly themed, and it kind of is just there. So let me know what you think. I might take that out, because my plan, if I zoom out a little bit, is to have sort of one path going around the edge of here. So obviously the bridge this side, that'll link back to one path coming here, and I want this whole area to be quite like a magical sort of fantasy adventure kind of area. What I'm tempted to do, again taking inspiration from Toverland, one of their new rides for this year, well, they've put two in the new area, is one is a sort of B&M wing coaster, and the other one is a boat ride that kind of starts outdoors, well, starts in an indoor station, but goes outside underneath the new wing coaster, and then actually goes indoors for a bit of a dark ride section. So that could lend itself quite well here. Originally my plan was to use this as a transport ride, hence the other station there, but I'm tempted to leave this, get rid of that station, expand the lake a little bit, and have this corner as an indoor ride. So yeah, let me know what you think, because we could link it up to this rock work here and sort of extend this rock work out to cover up the station, the dark ride building. But I don't know, let me know what you think. So what we're going to do today, I think we're going to put in sort of a bit of the pathway. And like I said, I might take this out. It's not a very popular ride anyway, so I might take this out, rework this area a little bit, and just sort of bring this round into one big area. Because it's very close to our sort of entrance hub, but I think from sort of this angle here, as you come in up into this zone here, I think it'd work quite well. Because either way you go up there or up here, I think going into like a fantasy zone would work really nicely. So that's today's plan. Like I said, I want your guys' comments and feedback, so let me know what you think. And if you've got any ideas for the vintage area over there as well, let me know, because like I said, I'm not happy with it at the moment. So we're going to work on this area for a little while, and then we might move back over to the vintage eventually, once I decide a direction I want to take. So let's jump into a time lapse while I start working a little bit more on this new adventure area. Okay, welcome back. So we've done quite a bit today actually, so let's have a look through what we've done. So we've extended this pathway just out that way. We've put in this new sort of crazy paving to indicate obviously this is now more of an adventure area. So we come around this way, which takes us to the harbour and the existing boat tours, which we did put in but we have modified, so I'll show you what we've done with that in a second. But here's the first change. So I've took out the big drop tower ride, which was just over here. I don't think it really fit the area. So instead we've put a around the world attraction, which is just one of these sort of balloons. I think it fits quite nice in this little section. I wanted there to still be something here, it's like a little filler ride, and I think this works a little bit better. So yeah, we've put in this little balloon ride for now. Like I said, around the world, just to fit in with this kind of theme of adventure and exploration. So that's why I've put that in there, along with our ride safety information board, which we tend to do in this park around the entrance to the rides. That just gives you a very brief info about the ride, a little picture of it and whatnot, just to give it a little sense of realism. So that's what we've put in just here. And then on to the main changes for this this area for today. If we just zoom out a little bit, we've added in this wonderful new structure over here. So this is sort of linking into the log flume that we started, well, that we finished in the last couple of episodes. A few months ago now, we worked on this log flume. And now you can see I've just started work on the transition between the log flume and this new show building. Obviously we'll put a few more rocks around here to make it blend a little bit better. So at the moment it looks very much like finished and under construction, which is exactly what it is. So we will add more rocks to this to blend it through a little bit better. And we've also put in the show building for the indoor portion of the boat ride. From the guest perspective down here is the angle I've gone for. It kind of looks like this. So we've used the what's it called, temple wall pieces from the adventure pack, and I think it works quite well. So you've got this main rock structure here and then this little top section, and using all these roots and vines kind of just disguises it nicely and blends it in relatively well. So obviously yes, you can see it there, but I've wanted to blend it just to give it a sense of, like, again, a sense of realism. So in terms of the ride itself, like I said, I've took out the other station to make this into a usable boat ride now, which people are actually coming on. I think thanks to the theming we've added around, it's actually very popular. So what we've done is the first section just here, we've covered in a lot of these adventure sort of water vines and added some of these swamp trees, just to sort of make it a little bit secluded as you go around this first corner. A slight little bit of interaction just here between this and the log flume. I think that works quite well, just at the start of the ride. And then in here we come to the first scene, so a little outdoor scene using some of the adventure pieces. I really love these roots, and these are what I'm going to use a lot around the outside of this area, just to give the impression that it's sort of overgrown. So we've just put in a little bit of a crash plane scene just at the start here, just to basically fill the space between between here and the inside area. So just a little bit, very light theming, very light effects, and again more vines and stuff just on the rock work. Then we come through into this section here where we've got a hippo, and this is where we transition into the indoor scene, which at the moment I've not done anything with, but we will make it very dark and actually quite a nice little indoor scene, which we'll do in the next episode. So here we've added some of the temple ruin pieces, a lot more of these trees and vines, a little hippo just sat there, again just to give you something to look at as you come through. And then this is where the main vines start, and it gives you the impression that you're going into a weird kind of cave type structure, which is exactly what we are doing here. So my plan from this point onwards, basically where the boat is now, this is going to be kind of rock tunnel that will lead you into the first scene. So at the moment it's all very much an open space, but yeah, it's going to be a little rock tunnel, and then this whole area will be one big scene, because it basically just goes around this space, and then this comes back out back outside. So it's going to be a very grand scene just here around this let me jump back in, sorry around this space. And then we'll basically split this into half. And then as soon as you come through here, maybe another little tunnel, and this will lead into this back corner into one more final scene before you exit. So it's not going to be the biggest dark ride section in the world, but it is going to be Quite grand, and with some effects, maybe some fire and things like that in there. And a few little triggers. I've just noticed I need to sort out the rock work here, with the boat kind of goes through the rocks a little bit, which is not ideal. But we'll work on that next time. We've not done anything indoors yet, so this is what we're going to work on in the next episode. So I really like how it's coming together so far. I mean, if we jump down to this new pathway we put in, so eventually this little path is going to link up to the log flume. So this will go all the way around this show building, and I'll extend this kind of theming out around the building. I think it works quite well. I mean, yes, you can tell it's a square show building, but I think the theming disguises it relatively well for this kind of park. So like I say, eventually this pathway will extend around the back, and this gives you a good indication of just how big that show building actually is. So like I say, we'll cut it in half, and there'll be sort of two main scenes in there before you come back through into the station. And that's generally the plan. So this pathway will go all the way around the back here, and then I'll link this section up around here as well, and we'll have one big sort of adventure area which caps off this side of the park. So all in all, I really quite like it actually. I think it's coming on really well, and it gives us more of a reason now to have this kind of rock theming piece that we did in the log flume, and it gives this area a lot more majesty, and it's a lot busier as well. People are all over the place now, so it's obviously the guests do appreciate it. Look at the queue for this, it's ridiculous. So that's what we've done today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please give us a like down below. If you've got any questions or suggestions or anything like that for this ride or this area, do let me know. And I'll obviously take them into account for the next episode. And let me know what you think to the changes. Do you think the balloon is better than the drop tower that was there before? I personally do, but let me know what you guys think. And if you've got any ideas for the kind of indoor theming, again, let me know. I've done quite a few of these adventure rides, so I quite like the adventure theme. It's one of my favourites in this game. So it's one of my strongest suits for in terms of theming. I think, personally, I think I do it quite justice quite well, if that doesn't make sense. Words, English. I think I do it justice using the adventure theme is what I'm basically saying. But let me know what you guys think. I'm very open to suggestions as always. So for now, thank you ever so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Cheers, bye.